Here's a simple pulling workout that you can do just with kettlebells and bodyweight exercises. This workout revolves around 3 supersets, supersetting an upper body and a lower body movement. So to start it off, we go with the single kettlebell clean. I like to perform this exercise by pulling the kettlebell upwards explosively from a dead stop position. That way you can focus more on explosive power and hypertrophy, turning this into more of a power and muscle building exercise rather than a strength endurance exercise the way a lot of kettlebell practitioners do it, which is they almost kind of swing it into the rack position. Here I'm using a 36 kilogram kettlebell, and I do the superset 3 times for about 8 to 10 repetitions each. And for the lower body exercise, I superset the kettlebell clean with a double kettlebell stiff leg deadlift. Here I'm holding a 36 kilogram kettlebell on one hand and a 28 kilogram on the other hand. The reason for this is actually because I only have one 36 kilogram kettlebell and one 28 kilogram kettlebell. So I swap out the sides for each set. So I would do 36 kilogram on right hand on the first set, and then I'll switch it up to the left hand on the second set. The next superset starts with the inverted tuck row. You want to try to keep your body as horizontal as possible in order to make this a horizontal pulling movement. If this variation is too difficult for you, you can start off by having your feet on the ground and just do a regular inverted row. And again, 3 sets of the superset of 8 to 10 repetitions. And I like to superset that with some kind of a carry movement. So in this case, I'm doing a single kettlebell offset carry, which again, I really like because it's a really good way to get a lot of work in without really taxing your muscles and your nervous system. So here I'm showing a 36 kilogram kettlebell being carried with about 30 steps on each side. And the last superset starts off with a bit of an isolation exercise. This is the inverted biceps curl using the parallel bar. Try to get anywhere between 10 to 12 repetitions and really try to focus on squeezing the biceps as you pull your torso to the top of the movement. And I would superset that with some kind of a core exercise that's related to the pulling movement. So in this case, it's a skin the cat, and I like to perform some kind of a lever hold, even if it's just for a second. So in this case, I'm doing the straddle back lever. I try to hold it for about a second before I bring it back to the front. And then I take my time. I take about 10 deep breaths, which typically lasts about 15 to 20 seconds before I go into the second rep. And then for the second rep, I would do a different variation of the back lever. So again, I would pull myself up to do the beginning of the skin the cat. And in this case, I would have my right leg extended and my left leg tucked. Back lever, hold for about a second. I would bring it back and then try to hold the front lever for about a second as well. And again, I take my time anywhere between 15 to 20 seconds. I don't really count the seconds. I just try to take 10 deep breaths, and typically that's enough to recover and be able to perform the next repetition optimally. And then for the last repetition, I would just alternate, and this time I extend my left leg and have my right leg tucked and go into the back lever and try to hold for about a second before I pull it back towards the top. And as my leg swings forward, I try to hold the front lever for about a second before I bring it down.